All right, good morning, everybody. Thanks for the wait. Sorry for the delay. We had a little technical difficulties kicking off this morning, but we're ready to go. And I am John Dahlstrom. I'm the client advisor for Interactive Brokers Asset Management, formerly Covestor. I'm joined in the room with my partner Joe Sullivan, who's in charge of manager relations. You won't be hearing from him, but he will be handling the slides. So if there's any issues with the slides, you can blame Joe. But let's get going here. Thanks again for joining us. Welcome to our webinar about Smart Beta. Interactive Brokers Asset Management is the business name of Covestor Limited, one of the pioneers in online investing. IB Asset Management is part of the Interactive Brokers Group. The Interactive Brokers Group is an electronic brokerage firm that operates in 24 markets around the globe and has $6 billion in equity capital. IB Asset Management manages around $66 million in assets. I'm based in Boston's financial district, and it's where Covestor Limited has its U.S. office. And again, today I'm here to talk about Smart Beta, which is relatively new in the area of investing. I also encourage you to ask questions during or after the webinar. If I don't get to your questions during the presentation, I'll follow up via email. You're always welcome to contact us by phone, email, or chat. Now let's get started. First, we'll define beta, Smart Beta, and discuss the soaring popularity of Smart Beta products. Then, I'll tell you a bit about the Smart Beta portfolios managed by Interactive Brokers Asset Management, from how they're constructed to how they're rebalanced. And again, please submit questions at any time. You can do that by typing your question in the questions box in the GoToWebinar dashboard and clicking send, or you can email me after the webinar. As most of you know, beta quantifies exposure to the equity market by passively holding a diversified basket of capitalization-weighted stocks. A cap-weighted index is a stock market index whose components are weighted according to the total market value of their outstanding shares. For example, since S&P 500 is a passive index whose weights are determined by capitalization, holding the S&P 500 fund would equate to a beta exposure of 1 to the U.S. equity market. So what is Smart Beta, which is also known by many other names such as factor investing, enhanced beta, alternative beta, and strategic beta? Smart Beta is exposure to equity markets by holding a diversified basket of stocks that assign higher weights to stocks that are based on certain factors the manager deems to be desirable. Let's explore why investors might choose a Smart Beta over a beta investment strategy. Investing in passive, cap-weighted portfolios means that you have an implicit belief that high capitalization is the most desirable characteristic that a stock can have. Capitalization weighting, while having its merits, such as being more liquid, easier to trade, and typically having lower turnover, also has its downsides. For example, stocks that may be bubble stocks, which are stocks that have dramatic price appreciations within short intervals of time, get higher representation. For example, tech stocks were a large part of the S&P 500 before the tech bubble crashed in 2000, and similarly, financial stocks were a large part of the index before the crash in 2008. Consequently, the beta portfolios own stocks that may have poor characteristics like negative price-earnings ratios. It is well documented in academic and practitioner research that factors such as value, growth, and quality, meaning solid earnings or balance sheet numbers, provide positive excess return over the long run over cap-weighted beta strategies. These are some of the factors on which our Smart Beta portfolios and underlying models are based. Because of their attractive attributes, assets have been flowing into Smart Beta products, and companies are creating more Smart Beta products due to demand. We now offer 11 factor-based portfolios. Our Smart Beta portfolios include the broad market, the dividend, our growth strategy, quality, and value. They're all available in both small cap and then mid and large cap versions. We also have a tax-managed large cap portfolio. Interactive Brokers Asset Management uses a separately managed account structure to allow you to see live allocations, holdings, and tradings in each portfolio. Now let's take a closer look at some of the potential benefits of the IB Asset Management Smart Beta portfolios. For starters, we have priced the management fee to be extremely competitive and one of the lowest for a Smart Beta product. At 8 basis points, or 0.08%, clients pay a very low cost for a rules-based managed portfolio, and the investment minimum is only $5,000. So the annual management fee for a $5,000 investment in one of our Smart Beta strategies is approximately $4 per year. Beyond the lower costs, the transparency we provide is another big benefit. You can see positions and trades online at any time. We construct these portfolios using fractional shares. Fractional shares let you invest in a broad basket of stocks, even with a low investment, by letting you buy a fraction or part of a share. For instance, most of our Smart Beta portfolios provide exposure to roughly 300 stocks, and our broad market portfolio provides exposure to 1,000 different stocks, whether you have $5,000 or whether you have $5 million to invest with us. In addition to helping you diversify your portfolio, our investment team will rebalance each portfolio on a quarterly basis. To invest in the Smart Beta portfolios and to be able to buy and sell fractional shares, clients need to consent to trading with another Interactive Brokers client who is a liquidity provider, since stocks don't trade in fractions in the open market. Because IB Asset Management and Interactive Brokers are affiliated, these trades are agency cross transactions, meaning trades between an advisory client of an IB Asset Management and that of a client of IB Asset Management's affiliated broker-dealer, which is why client consent is required. Clients may revoke their written consent to these agency cross transactions at any time by written notice to IB Asset Management or Interactive Brokers LLC, but will no longer be able to invest in these portfolios, which rely on fractional share investments. That's a long-winded disclosure telling you how fractional shares work. Our Smart Beta strategies were created by Chief Investment Officer Sanjoy Ghosh. There's Sanjoy right there on your screen. Sanjoy, along with our investment management team, carefully constructed the portfolios and also rebalanced the allocations in each portfolio on a quarterly basis. Sanjoy has got a PhD in finance from University of Penn's Wharton School of Business, has expertise in multi-asset portfolio construction. He was a quantitative analyst at Putnam Investments and served on the portfolio management team responsible for the U.S. large cap growth structured equity portfolios. Prior to joining us here at IB Asset Management, he was Director of Investments and Portfolio Manager of Panagora Asset Management. At Panagora, Sanjoy oversaw alpha research for equity and multi-asset strategies. He was a member of the investment committee and also led new investment product portfolio development for several of the firm's products. He now oversees IB Asset Management and develops portfolios here. So let's take a look at the Smart Beta Value portfolio for an example of a closer view on how Sanjoy and his team construct portfolios. As mentioned, the Smart Beta portfolios come in large and mid cap and then also small cap versions. The large and the mid cap are combined together, and then the small caps sit alone. We have undertaken extensive research and backtesting to decide on the fundamental factors and rules used to construct each portfolio. Our rules-based investment approach allocates higher weights to stocks that have certain characteristics we deem desirable. For example, the value portfolio is based on the idea of buying stocks with attractive valuation ratios on the cheap. We would limit our universe of stocks using robust filters to weed out poorly managed companies that are on their way to bankruptcy. From this limited value universe, we then rank each stock based on its price to earnings valuation ratios and use these ranks to pick our weight of investments. To control the risk of the portfolio, we penalize high volatility in stocks and avoid concentration in single sectors of the market. We repeat this each quarter and adjust the holdings accordingly. The quarterly rebalance is one of the best tools these products use to outperform the index in the long run. This, mixed with low fees compared to active funds, provides a cost-effective, diversified investment that can be plugged into nearly any portfolio. Please note that the exact rebalancing date is randomized, and rebalancing trades will result in numerous transactions. Clients will not incur transaction costs, including commissions payable to IB. Also, the smart beta portfolios invest in a large number of stocks, and there will be trades in many of these stocks whenever IB Asset Management rebalances the portfolios. So clients need to report some or all these trades on their tax forms. We cannot provide clients with tax advice or prepare tax documents for them. Clients should consult an accountant or tax attorney to determine their tax-related obligations associated with investing in these portfolios. When it comes to tax time, you can log into your IB brokerage account and download the tax forms, which should suffice. Now, since we're a company that prides itself on transparency, let's take a closer look inside IB Asset Management, and I'll show you some of our great features. When you go to ibkram.com and click Investment Portfolios, you can see the full range of portfolios we offer. Again, it's ibkram.com. You can filter results by investment objectives, account type, minimums, fees, or strategy. Just click on any portfolio name for more information. To give you an example, I'm going to show you the growth portfolio so you can see all the information we provide. Here you can see a detailed description of the portfolio, the investment management fee and investment minimums, and select performance information. I want to point out that the performance information displayed is for the portfolio manager's account. It is not based on the performance of the client's accounts, which can differ depending on a number of factors. Clients can view the actual performance of their investments by logging into their IB Asset Management account, where we provide a customized dashboard for each client. We also provide periodic statements and trade confirmations showing detailed information on transactions. We also show you how the portfolio has performed versus a benchmark selected by IB Asset Management. One thing to note here is that currently the benchmark returns do not include dividends, but the portfolio returns do include dividends, so benchmark performance may be understated on the performance graph. And as you know, no benchmark is directly comparable to the performance of a portfolio given differences in risk profile, volatility, liquidity, and asset composition. While we're looking at performance here, I wanted to point out a neat feature that lets you look at what the past might have looked like. And unfortunately, no one is able to predict the future. As I'm sure you've heard, past performance of any investment, including these portfolios, is no guarantee of future results. Since the smart beta portfolios don't yet have a 10-year track record, we created an easy way to see how these portfolios could have potentially performed going back in time. When you toggle from the actual performance and click on the hypothetical performance, you will be able to review those hypothetical results only after you review a short disclosure about the limitations of relying on hypothetical backtested performance results in making investment decisions and the differences in the way IB Asset Management calculated actual and hypothetical results. Then we'll show you what performance might have looked like going all the way back to 1999. The performance of the IB Asset Management proprietary account managing the strategy. The actual performance is presented on the net of fees and reflects the deduction of the IB Asset Management advisory fee. IB LLC and other commissions, expenses on the client has to pay if he invests in this portfolio after the launch date. And when you scroll down on each portfolio page, we provide even more information on the lower half, including sector exposure, latest transactions, smart beta related articles, and more. So far, we've covered several potential perks, including low fees, transparency, diversification and low investment minimums using fractional shares, automatic rebalancing, and the in-depth, easy-to-understand information we provide online so you can get more details. Also, you can feel free to reach out by phone, email, or we even have a chat feature on our website. So it's easy to buy and sell holdings, including the fractional shares. That's been mentioned. Today we've discussed smart beta in general and the smart beta portfolios available through Interactive Brokers Asset Management. And looks like we do have some questions from the presentation, so I'll answer some of those now. If you have any questions right now, just hit that questions button and type them in. I'll be happy to answer them. So here we go. Here's a question. Can you review the fees clients would pay for your smart beta portfolios? Are there any other fees like entry or exit fees? It's a good question and a common one. Fees are important, right? So IB Asset Management, there's never any entry or exit fees. There's never any load fees like a mutual fund. We also don't charge you for uninvested cash in your account. We charge an annual management fee of 8 basis points. Again, that's 0.08% for all of our smart beta strategies. Another question is, how many portfolios can I invest in at a time? Good question. We offer currently 44 different strategies, with 11 of those being our smart beta strategies. You can invest in as many strategies as you want at a time. You just have to make sure you hit the investment minimum, which is clearly stated on the website for each strategy. But you can have as many as you'd like. I'm getting a couple questions as well coming through. Just let me read them, and I'll try to get to them all. We are running out of time, but I noticed someone sent a question about a black swan issue, like a North Korea event or some other geopolitical event. These are managed portfolios by live managers. They're all registered investment advisors. Our smart beta strategies are managed by our investment team, so you do have someone watching the strategies at all time. We have quarterly rebalancing. That's what we do in the smart beta strategies. If the market has a geopolitical issue and it happens to go down, you know, we do have the quarterly rebalancing set, you know, every quarter. So, you know, there are some things in there. So yeah, here's another one. Can I invest more or less than the minimum amount? Yep, you can invest. So long as you hit the minimum amount, you can invest as much as you'd like after that. Again, you just have to hit that minimum amount. So check the website and take a look at it. So here's another one. Someone's asking if they can use their standard IB account to invest in our strategies. Yes, you can. It's called account partitioning. And when you hit the red sign up button at the top right of our page, there's going to be a question that says, are you an Interactive Brokers client? The answer there is obviously you answer yes. And you follow the account application from there. So yes, you can use your parent IB account. The next part of your question is, do you can you use TWS or Trader Workstation? Will show up on your TWS. All the holdings will show up, but you're not able to trade our accounts. It's all, we have our own dashboard on our website that you can follow the accounts and everything. But yeah, it will show up in TWS. So I think there's a couple more questions, but I'm getting told we have to wrap up. So I'll email all these people that have other questions. So yeah, we do have. We should be another slide with contact information. There we go. There's a quick question someone just threw in. Can you show our contact information? There it is. So the website, again, is ibkram.com. That's short for Interactive Brokers Asset Management. You can view all the forms, all the disclosures, all the fees, and all the brokerage charge information, everything about our accounts. Click on as much as you can because we have as many, we have a lot of information on there, and you can learn a lot about everything. So thanks again for your time. Sorry for the delay in the beginning. Again, my name is John Dahlstrom, and there is the phone number you can get me. The extension is 716 after that 866 number, and there's the email. Thanks for your time, everybody.